Well, good evening, Clark.
Hello. There's something all right here because I've just got a tiny wee picture of us both. It should be
a wee picture of you both. Both.
A tiny wee picture like this. I should have a bigger picture than that.
I've not got that kind of size of picture on mine right enough. You look the right size to me.
Well, maybe if I turn the right side.
Oh, that's made a difference, Clark. You're new upside down right enough.
Aye, but apart from that,
I was feeling a wee bit Pat and Mick the other night when you did that.
Yeah,
that's better.
I think that's better. Aye. I'm not sure.
Well, now looking at my screen, we're both in rectangular boxes, which are exactly the same size. Which
well,
helps.
That's right.
So that's good. Anyway, here we are, some 7 weeks on.
Aye, it totally seems like 7 weeks. But for you, it probably seems longer.
Well, I'm just glad to be here, to be perfectly honest. I should really start by thanking everybody for all their kind messages and texts and emails and telephone calls and everything while I was having my heart bypass. So I would just want to say thank you to all those folks who have watched us on YouTube, who have messaged me on Instagram or on Facebook just to say, wish me all the best, folk for LinkedIn and whatever else. So 7 weeks on, here we are, and we're back again, back in the tasting bothy. Yes, you're dancer. But, I know I'm cheery and I'm happy about it. I dare say there are some sad people out there that may not have survived what I've been through, but I'm fortunate and humbled that I've got to this stage and did my first cardio rehab session this afternoon. So which I managed to complete as well. So
well, you must have done no bad if you're ready for a half now.
Well, I think I deserve a dram after all that I've been through. I find it quite interesting that tonight we've chosen the Tamnavulin because it was a Tamnavulin that we had back in April before I went in for my operation. So we had the Tamnavulin German Pinot Noir cask. And tonight we're going to have the Tamnavulin White Wine Edition Sauvignon Blanc cask.
Yep.
So Tamnavulin's a dram that I have. I know we tasted the Tamnavulin many years ago, Clark, probably about 5 or 6 years ago. It might have even been, and I really enjoyed Tamnavulin. That was the first time I ever tasted it, and over the last, I would have said, number of years, obviously they've introduced different, flavors into what they've got, and they've produced it in different casks and whatever. So, and I know we've been slowly working our way through it, but I've always been a Speyside kind of fan. I started off my malt whiskey tasting. My favourite dram at the time was a Dalwhinnie. Is where I kind of cut my teeth, I suppose, on malt whiskey. And so Speyside, and I think we'd be fair to agree that Speyside tends to be a nice palatable dram for most people, easy to drink.
That's right. Easy drink, that's right. Yeah. Although most of them for me are easy drink.
You just open your mouth and pour it in.
It's as easy as that.
Aye. But I know we like to make it a wee bit more difficult than that. We actually like to try and nose it and find out what we're actually smelling within that, and we also like to taste it. So it's not just a case of gulping it down. And
no, right enough.
It's nice to take time and savour and enjoy what we're drinking, and not going to excess either. We drink sensibly and we drink aware. So that's it's quite good for us to be in that position to consider what we're drinking and how we're drinking it.
Good. So, right, well, tell me about this whiskey. We need to write some things in my book here.
I'll tell you some things about it. It's a Tamnavulin. It comes in the Sauvignon Blanc cask, so it comes from American oak casks. So it's original American oak, and then finished off in the Sauvignon Blanc cask, the white wine cask.
Aye.
It's 40%, and we're tasting it on the 6th of June, 2022. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. And there's no.
It's a non-age statement, obviously. No, it's a non-age statement, obviously. And it does have a batch number if you want to put this in against it, because we did this the last time on it, which is 060808.
068.
060808. And that's as much as that's as much as I can tell you about it. To be fair, the distillery is on the southern edge of the Speyside Valley and the foothills of the Cairngorm Mountains, tucked away in the banks of the River Livet.
Right. Okay. We've done that. Now the important bit.
Now the important bit. Yes. Yes. But firstly, I mean, it's looking at that colour of it. I mean, it's very light and very golden.
It is. It's a nice pale gold.
You know,
it's lovely.
And I don't know if that colour's been added. It doesn't mention anything in the notes, and I had a wee bit of look earlier on to see, but it doesn't know. I don't see anything mentioned in there about added colour that's gone into this. But you know, and again, with it being a non-age statement, we'll never know really, you know, what age it is and whether that colour's been added. But no, it's a lovely colour. It's a lovely colour. And we'll get a wee nosy this at the moment then. Yep. Yep. So anyway, let's have a wee nose at this.
Let's try. Let's do this.
Well, the first thing that kind of hits me is green apples.
Really? Huh.
Aye, that's first thing it hit. That's first thing that hit me, Clark. Is it's got a right appley smell to it.
I'm getting that now. The first thing I noticed was honey and vanilla.
Aye, no, aye, true. It's funny just how your nose picks up something quite quickly.
Aye.
I didn't get that honey and vanilla right away. I got the apple right away, and then when you mentioned the honey and vanilla, then yeah, you can.
Did you notice it? That's right. Well, I'm the same with your apples. I smell your apples now that you've said it.
That's lovely. It's got a lovely light, fresh smell to it.
It has, aye. It's nice.
That nose is lovely on it. You can, I suppose, you would expect though, I mean, to get, if it's coming from a Pinot, no, it's not coming from a Pinot, it's coming from a Sauvignon Blanc cask, you'd expect to get the aroma of peaches in there and white fruits, gooseberries and stuff, but I'm not really particularly getting all of that in there. No, there is a kind of peachy apricot-y lightness to it as well.
Yeah, that's the very thing, yeah.
Which I suppose you would expect to get from a white wine cask like that.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff in there. I'll take a wee couple of wee notes of that. That peaches in there.
Yeah.
Which I always like in a dram. I always like that nose with the apricot, the peaches, the gooseberries.
Yeah.
Maybe a wee bit of a melon in there.
As
well.
Good.
Aye,
yes,
that's
absolutely, aye.
That's lovely. That's a nice nose.
Thanks very much.
Aye. You had it for a while.
Forever.
Yeah, I like that. Now I know that we've had this before, where we've had a few drams where we've got a nose on it and we think to yourself, that's lovely and fresh, clean.
Yes.
Look forward to tasting this. And then,
I hope it doesn't disappoint us.
I know, and then we've tasted the palate and it's been like, that's not quite what I'm expecting.
That's right. What
I'm
happened?
hoping that this. Aye. So anyway, your good health. Here's to the remainder of 2022 and how many drams we can get in, because we've lost 7 weeks of drams, so that could be between 7 and 14 drams we need to catch up with, and we've got summer holidays coming to hit us as well. So we maybe need to do 2 or 3 of these a week.
This could be a poorest season yet.
Well,
need some catch up.
Possibly.
Now I'm talking about quantity rather than quality.
Yes.
Because you never know. You never know.
Yeah. I will. I just need to behave myself still at the moment. Can't go too daft. I'm going to taste it. Your good health. Slange.
Cheers.
Well, the first thing I would mention is how spicy it is. That's sitting right at the back of my throat. It's not burning down into my chest, but it's certainly sitting right at the back of my throat. Just as you swallow, you get that heat.
Yeah.
And there's there's more of a finish than I did get too much on the palate, to be honest with you, Clark. Initially. I'm getting more of the finish.
Well, I'm going to have another swing because there's something that hit me immediately right in the front of my tongue. So
I was the same, but that was like a ginger. It was really spicy and gingery. I got right at the start.
Well, I see what you mean about the ginger. Yes,
it's something. It's gingery, spicy. My tongue's on. It's not on fire, but it's a nice warm, a nice warmth, and that rests there, even in the finish. It's got a lovely warm finish to it.
It has. It's lovely,
which I quite like. But there's no that doesn't continue down into your chest or anything. That just rests on your tongue as a lovely finish.
Yeah. Something else which I can't quite put my finger on, but we'll have another swing and we'll see if we can work it out.
As for my palate, I'm not getting much. It's quite citrusy. I expected to get more of that peach and apricot and what was I saying earlier on? There's a wee drop vanilla there. There's a slight vanilla.
There is.
But that'll be coming. That'll be coming for that American oak cask.
Aye, there's a kind of a custardy sort of feel in the front of my tongue when I'm drinking this. That I like. I think we've just had some trifle over the past few days. She's been making trifle.
Yes.
I don't know whether you believe trifle or just trifle, but the cream and the custard and whatnot, and I'm finding it kind of wee bit like that on the front.
Well, I'm getting that kind of, but this is more on the finish for me. I didn't get it when I actually took the initial mouthful. I'm getting a candy floss flavour. There's a sweetness. There's a sweetness in the finish. It's quite sweet, and it's quite for me quite candy, like candy floss, where you're getting that creaminess and the taste that you're getting the custard. That's how I'm tasting this. But I'm not getting that really on the palate. I'm getting it. Great nose. I think it's a fantastic finish. My mouth, I'm actually salivating because of the way that this is sitting just at the back of my tongue with all that custardy, candy floss sweetness.
Right.
Kind of even a wee bit of, I don't know, Madeira or something.
Yeah. It's certainly very sweet.
Yeah. It's actually, I mean, obviously over the last number of weeks, I've had a lot of issues with my mouth drying up You know, particularly at night, I find that I don't have not enough whiskey. I find that I get quite a dry mouth, and I've not had my mouth salivate like this probably, you know, for the last 7 weeks, just because all the tablets that I'm taking, I think everything's all drying me up and doing various things. But my mouth now is just full. Doesn't sound nice to say when you're on a broadcast to say it's full of saliva, but it is. It's nice, and there's just loads of flavour left here. But I'm a wee bit disappointed with the palate.
I don't know about that.
There's a wee bit of that burnt caramel on the palate.
Good. Yeah. Good. Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. Yes, I see exactly what you're saying. Yeah, I'm going to write that in because I can see that.
But it's not an unpleasant dram.
It certainly is not.
Again, I would, like I've said before, and we get this with many of the Speyside malts, nice, easy, palatable drinking whiskey. If you were looking to introduce somebody to a malt for the first time, this wouldn't, you know, be out of place for them. It's not going to be something that's going to burn them. It's, you know, in the mouth, it's going to be too hot that they're going to struggle with it when they drink it. I don't know how a fresh fruit vanilla is probably how I'm going to. Can't even say fresh fruit vanilla.
Aye. We're happy with that.
And it's quite a light dram.
I would say it's light. I tell you what, Wally. Do you remember when we were tasting the Tully Bardens? We fell back.
Aye, the Sauvignon one, the 228.
That was a Sauternes.
The Sauternes, aye.
And I thought the white wine finish was better than the others. Were better than the red finishes,
yes.
And I think that's probably true. This is better.
I would maybe agree with you on that.
The white wine finish is better than the red wine finishes.
Yeah.
It's far more powerful. That's much
the
better.
more I'm nosing it and tasting it, the more I'm actually beginning to get that white wine. I quite like Sauvignon Blanc. Sauvignon Blanc, I would choose that as a white wine if I was going out somewhere, because that's probably my favourite white wine. Pinot Grigio is okay, but I much prefer something a wee bit drier, and Sauvignon Blanc I quite like. So if I'm buying wine for the house, it would tend to be Sauvignon Blanc. So I'm quite getting that Sauvignon Blanc kind of.
Aye.
Whereas that could just be, you know, good marketing, and in my head I'm tasting that and there's nothing there at all.
I don't know. I'm not a lover of white wine, so I'll just go with your opinion on that one.
Well, I'm not really a lover of white wine. As you know, I prefer a glass of red. But of the white wines, if somebody was offering me a white wine, I would ask for a Sauvignon Blanc. I do like it in a nice, hot, warm summer's day with a nice, chilled white wine in the afternoon rather than the red wine. I prefer red wine in the evening.
Yeah, well, there's no beer or gin, I suppose.
No, aye. That's very true. I think we probably prefer a beer. But, so I've scored this.
Yes, so have I. I think I've maybe been a wee bit generous with it actually, but I do like it.
Well, I've looked at what I scored the Pinot Noir one.
Yeah. Well, I've certainly done better than that.
Well, I've scored it better than that as well, because I wasn't that impressed with the Pinot Noir.
No. I'm disappointed about the Pinot Noir. I know this one.
So I have given it 87, 8.7 out of 10. Aye, which that might be having said what I said about it, I've maybe been a wee bit over generous, but I have marked it down in the palate, but I've scored it quite high in the finish because I like the finish yet. And I like the nose of it. So the nose and the finish have kind of brought the score up. So that's kind of affected my overall impression of it as well.
There you go. Well, you vote higher than me. I've gone for an 86.
Oh. Unusual for us to be as close as we are, right enough, Clark.
There you go, wait. We're not that close. We're 3 or 4 men.
No, you see, aye. As the crow flies.
Aye.
So
I know you're right, aye.
But as jams go, I'm quite
pleasant.
It's quite nice.
Very pleasant.
Quite nice.
Very pleasant.
Very pleasant dram. I would recommend it if somebody wanted to find themselves again reasonably priced in Tesco's. I got this in Tesco's for 30 quid or something. Which I thought was meant for a Tamnavulin, because Tamnavulin's prices tend to have gone up a wee bit.
They have done.
Recently.
Since we first bought them.
Yes. So
when we first bought them, we couldn't believe how cheap they were.
I think the first bottle I bought, I think, cost me 18 quid if I remember rightly. In North Berwick, it was like, what?
North Berwick, right?
I thought, well, that £18 you can't go wrong. We'll go and get us a wee taste and we'll find out. And then it was like, wow, this is unbelievable.
It was lovely.
I think they've wrongly priced it. And then you immediately nipped over to Tesco's to try and get yourself a bottle, and they'd all disappeared off the shelf. I think they realised. I think they realised they'd wrongly priced them and stuck them on the shelf and thought we better get them out of here before we make a loss.
They didn't last long.
No. But I was very fortunate that day. But as I said, no, I think £30. I think £30 is a fair price for that. I'm not sure I would want to pay some of the prices that they've been charging for their Tamnavulins, in some of the shops that I've been in, because I've seen them up as high as 54 quid. I'm not sure I would pay £54 for that, but I certainly think a reasonably priced bottle at 30 quid, 35 quid maybe. Definitely, I would be recommending this to folks. I still like that nose. That nose is lovely. It's got really picking up the caramel notes in it as well now. Because I've had a wee taste of it it's been in my mouth, I'm beginning to pick up different wee bits of things in it, but that's it.
Yeah, it's changed now that we've had a taste of it.
I think that's only natural. I think obviously that whole circulation that goes through the nose and the palate and everything just pulls it all together. Anyway, we will end our broadcast now, and we'll can sit and have a chat ourselves once we're offline, catch up and see how your week's been last week and start of the new week this week and what your plans are. But anyway, let me end the broadcast. We'll stick my wee banners on like we always do in case anybody's looking to find us. They can get us at www.inthetasteingbothy.com, or they can find us on our Instagram page at The Taste in Bothy. We're obviously going live on YouTube at the moment. And again, you'll find us, Willie and Clark, in The Taste in Bothy in our YouTube channel. So it's been good catching up. Hopefully you've enjoyed our tasting tonight. And we'll be back very, very soon. Maybe sooner rather than later, as we taste another wee dram in the Bothy. The weather's starting to change. And as soon as Clark gets back to the situation where he's not on shift and we can get into the tasting Bothy in the garden, then we'll maybe have a couple of nights where we can actually sit and have a dram outside, Clark, and enjoy the weather. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, to all you folks out there in the world, drink safely, drink aware, and have a great evening. And we'll look forward to catching up with you soon. Cheers now.
Bye.